What's going on, guys? Alright, so we have the new Marvel Legends Thor, the Controller Wave Thor, Herald of Galactus Thor. I know he's got a few different names in this outfit, and this was a figure that I had actually really wanted, and I actually pre-ordered this entire Controller Wave because there were several figures in the wave that I was really interested in. And then Hasbro pulled all their shenanigans and all the HasLab stuff and the raising prices and everything else that was going on. And when it came down to it, I canceled all of my pre-orders except for the US Agent because I'm a huge Captain America fan and I really wanted that one. Canceled all my pre-orders. Wasn't going to buy them. Maybe on the secondary market, out of the package, cheap, no accessories, no build-a-figure pieces, anything like that. Might have picked some of them up. So I'm at Target the other day, going to pick up a couple of figures that I had found that I liked, and they had 4 of the figures from this Controller Wave just stocked up on the shelf. And so out of sheer curiosity, I grabbed this guy, I threw him in my cart because I wanted to look at him, I wanted to ruminate with him because I really did want this figure. And when I was scanning some other stuff, I decided to scan him, and on the shelf he was $23.99 or $23.95 or whatever it was, I don't know. When I scanned him, he rang up $19.95. And I was like, okay, interesting. So I went back and I grabbed one of each of the other 3, and they were all ringing up the same price. Now, I don't know if this is a mistake at the Target that I was at. I don't know if this is some new pricing. I don't know what's going on. I didn't ask. This was my first time running into this, but prices dropping to 20 bucks a piece, I gotta admit I took advantage of it. I did. I took advantage of it, and I bought the 4 figures they had. Obviously, this one being the one I'm the most interested in and the one we are going to talk about today. So here we have him. We've got the Herald of Galactus Thor, looking all good, and it doesn't help that I got all this peer pressure from the internet. Everybody's saying how good of a figure this is, when here I am trying to, you know, stick to my principles and not buy another Hasbro figure. But we all know how that worked out. Just look at this. So let's go ahead and crack this guy open, and let's see if he is as good as people say. Alright, so here we have him out of the package. Let's go over accessories here real quick first. First up, we do got a couple of fisted hands here. We do have his powered up Mjolnir with its lightning effect that fits on there somehow. I don't know. We'll figure that one out later. He does have his 2 ravens here that I am completely blanking on their names, but he has them. Not a lot of paint or anything like that on these guys, but, you know, nice effort, I guess. And, of course, we've got the Build-A-Figure for Controller. We've got his head here. So we got all that. So we got the accessories out of the way. Basic stuff, not anything unexpected. Let's look at the figure itself. And I will say, just taking a look at him, it's very well done. I like that this appears to be an all-new sculpt. It looks really good. You've got nice texturing there on the tunic, on the shirt. You've got the armor there on the arms and on the legs. You've got some nice armor there. You've got texturing here on the boots, gives it kind of a leather feel. More texturing on the knees. You got the spikes there, which look good. Nice paint, crisp red paint there. The paint all looks really good. You've got the spiked kind of gauntlets there. Paint is nice and clean here on the chest. You've got the shoulder pads here that move up out of the way for the articulation. Everything looks really good. I do like this kind of 2-tone purple into red on the inside of the cape. Back of the cape looks nice, just a red. Now I will say on mine, you can see there's some scuff marks here where the white kind of got rubbed off, and you can see some of the red underneath. A little disappointing there. Little QC issue, but that's what I've got. Head sculpt looks really good. Okay, digging that. Hair looks great. Could have used a wash on the hair, definitely, but other than that, the molding, the sculpting is really well done. You know, everything looks good on it. There's not really anything here outside of the paint rub I have on mine on the cape. There's not really anything here to complain about. It's very well done. It's a good figure. Again, doesn't look like there's any reuse here. So I dig it. I do like it. I think they did a good job, a really good job. And I'm not really finding anything here to complain about. The only thing I could possibly complain about if I wanted to was just, you know, you could have added more paint. Like you could have painted the spikes on the arms and on the knees, you know, silver or something like that, or added a wash to the hair. But again, you know, this is Marvel Legends, all right? They are not the Lamborghini of action figures. They're the Honda Civic, right? That's where I place them. They're, you know, plain, simple, but reliable, dependable, and usually not overpriced. And so I'm getting probably a little more than I would normally expect to get from a Marvel Legend, in the sense that, like, you know, there's no reuse here. So that's a nice little upgrade. And by the way, it is pinless. And we're not going to go into articulation. Okay, this is standard, basic Marvel Legends articulation, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, bicep swivels, thigh swivels, same hips, same ankles, same everything. There's no reason to go into articulation in the video. If you've bought a Marvel Legend in the last 5 years, you know what you're getting here when it comes to articulation. So I can say that I am, oh, there we go. See, he's falling down already. I can say that I am happy with what I have here. I'm glad to get new sculpt. Paintwork looks good, looks clean. I like the design. I pretty much like everything about this. I can't think of anything negative to say about this figure, and that's great. That's awesome, and that's what you want when you're going to buy a Marvel Legend. And especially, as I said, for the price, I'm certainly not going to complain about that. So all in all, really good, very happy with this figure. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons and see how this guy stacks up to some other figures. All right, so to compare him to a couple of other Marvel Legends Thors, in fact, two of my favorites here. We've got the one from the All-Father Build-A-Wave, and then the other one, I honestly don't remember what wave he is from. They're both very, very similar. A lot of similar sculpt and reuse going on these two, but they give kind of a good, big, bulky, hulking kind of Thor. And obviously they're both quite a bit bigger than this new Thor here, which is a little disappointing to see, because usually Thor is a bit bigger than what we're seeing here with this new one. I understand he's kind of a newer, more sleeker design, and I get it, that's cool. And I still like the figure a lot, but he is not as big as I would like him to be. Is that a complaint? Maybe. Take it for what you will. Either way, I think he still looks good among the rest of the Thors. Alright, since this is kind of a cosmic version of Thor, let's throw him up with some other cosmic characters. On the left, we got Quasar. On the right, we've got Silver Surfer. And this is where you can really kind of tell how big this Thor actually is. He does kind of tower over both of these guys, as he should, even if he's not as big as some of the other Thor figures that we've gotten in the past. I think this is a good, appropriate look. And in fact, I think this Thor is going to go on my cosmic shelf. And of course, this is Thor, so we got to throw him up with some fellow Avengers here. So of course, we've got 20 years Cap, 20 years Iron Man, and 20 years Hulk. All three look great. I think in this lineup here, Thor is the perfect height, the perfect size. He should be bigger than Captain America and Iron Man, but obviously not anywhere near as big as Hulk. And I think this 100% works. All right, so let's talk about price here real quick. And obviously I already told you guys what I paid for him, but on average he goes for $23 to $24, somewhere around there, depending on where you buy him. And then of course, if you buy him online, you might be paying shipping or something like that. So at retail price, full retail price, let's say $23, is he worth it? And yeah, he is. I mean, it is a good figure. Even at $23, yeah, the problems I have with Hasbro, I think they're legitimate issues, but you know, still, this is a good figure. It's worth 23 bucks if you can pick him up for 23 bucks. I think it's nice that we've got pinless joints, that we've got a fully new sculpt, and it is a good figure. Even though I might kind of like my Thor to be a little bit bigger and bulkier than this guy is, I understand that the aesthetic of this design is a little more low-key and a little more sleek, and so I'm okay with it. So yeah, I do think it is worth the price. Personally, I'm glad to have him. I wanted him when I originally saw him, and then, like I said, Hasbro just pulled their shenanigans and kind of just pissed me off, and I was kind of tired and done with it, so I canceled my wave. And honestly, had I not found him for 20 bucks at Target, I probably still would not have him, because I'm kind of holding a grudge against Hasbro right now. So take that for what you will. Obviously, I'm being a hypocrite because I did go ahead and buy the thing, and say whatever you want about that. I fully admit it. But I gotta admit, it is a cool figure. You know, I don't know where this thing falls in my like top figures of the year or anything like that, but I am certainly glad I have him. And I think especially if you're a fan of Thor, or just like new figures from, you know, Marvel characters that are done well with good sculpts and good paint, you're probably going to like this guy too. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. You got any questions, leave them down below, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks.